Today's show is brought to you by 3C. Comprehensive Cannabis Consulting helps clients design, build, and optimize their cannabis business from initial assessment and planning through operationalization and ongoing management. To learn more about how their services are tailored to meet the unique goals and objectives of each of their clients, go to 3ccannabis.com. And for a limited time, 3C is giving all MJBulls listeners an additional 10% off their fees just for mentioning that you heard it on the show. Go to 3ccannabis.com.
And when I got home, I thought, geez, that looks light. That doesn't look what I paid for. And I just looked at my stash container and said to myself, why can't that be a scale that immediately when I buy my medical flower, I can put it in and know exactly how much weight, if it's light or if it's heavy.
From Bumming It Media, it's the MJBulls Podcast, a show about raising cannabis capital. I'm Dan Humiston, and on today's show, how receiving less than he paid for at a dispensary prompted this cannabis entrepreneur to invent a soon-to-be must-have device. Today on the Raising Cannabis Capital series, we're joined by Josh Lee, the founder, inventor, and CEO of SmartScale. Josh, thanks for being on the MJBulls Podcast.
Dan, thanks for having me. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, this product, I just watched a video of it, and for our listeners, you're going to enjoy this. I'm going to let Josh tell you how he came up with this idea, but it is like one of those, why didn't I think of it ideas? So Josh, the Stashaweight, kind of describe to our customer or our listeners what it is.
Well, we decided to take a stash container to the future and put in a integrated IoT scale that has a Bluetooth connection to manage everything in that stash container with your phone, either an iOS or an Android app. So it's a internal digital scale inside of a 5-inch by 2-inch stash container.
And what prompted you to come up with this idea?
The original prompt was, as a medical cannabis patient, I thought I was shorted and it wasn't a fun experience. And I didn't have a scale because I don't like to carry a scale, because if you get pulled over, the connotations are you're a drug dealer and why do you have a scale? And when I got home, I thought, geez, that looks light. That doesn't look what I paid for. And I just looked at my stash container and said to myself, why can't that be a scale that immediately when I buy my medical flower, I can put it in and know exactly how much weight, if it's light or if it's heavy. If it's light, I'm going to be a little upset. It's heavy, I'm going to keep going back to that same dispensary.
It's just, like I said, that was just like, why didn't I think of that idea? It's such a good idea. And it's waterproof and it's in a cylinder, so it's pretty sturdy. And there's no odor.
It's water and smell proof. It was very important to engineer it to, as a patient, I want to be able, it's not indestructible, but it's engineered to be pretty solid. So you can put it in your purse, you can put it in your pants, you can take it with you and be able to see as you're dosing with it.
Yeah. It took quite a few revisions on this product to get to where it's at right now.
Yeah, we worked 18 months on our prototype to get it working because it was a circuit board from scratch, and with an iOS and Android app, there's a lot of little intricacies that come up, and it's like my engineer says, it's been a complex little invention. Something very small like this has been hard. Hardware is hard in itself. And a lot of these Bluetooth technology, iOS apps talking to this Bluetooth, my wife's fascinated that I can turn it off and on from 40 feet away out the end of my house. And that's new stuff, new technology. So it did take us a while to be able to learn from mistakes and change things up and get the circuit board dialed in to where it can be a highly accurate digital scale.
You can do a lot more with your phone than just turn it off and on. It tells you a lot. Maybe share with our listeners some of the information that this will show up on your phone.
Yeah, that's a good question. As a patient, it's not just did I buy it and is it what I paid for or is it heavy? It's also how am I using it? And okay, I put in 7 grams. I go home from the dispensary, I pull a gram out, roll a joint, and it's going to track that gram now and say, okay, you started at 7 grams. you dosed with a gram, you now have 6 grams left, and it'll show you at that time and that date that gram was pulled out. So as a medical patient, it's very important for us to get this data and say, how are people dosing with medical cannabis flower? What times of the day and what type of strains? So sour diesel could have different patterns in New York than in Los Angeles. We want to see that data and say, hey, Josh bought 7 grams. He went home and he medicated a gram every 3 hours with this strain, but a gram every 2 hours with this strain. There's a lot of people, a lot of uncertainty, new patients to say, how do I use this flower at what times and how much?
Yeah.
We want to be able to track that, and your phone app does all of that.
That is so cool. It's just so cool.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I want to take a minute to tell everyone about an exciting free opportunity that one of our former guests, Good Harvest Company, is offering retail operators and cannabis brand managers in the adult use market. Good Harvest Company is preparing to launch their platform, which uses customers' buying and shopping behaviors to help brands effectively reach their customers. And for a limited time, Good Harvest Company will offer participating companies free access to their data in return for their feedback. To learn more, go to goodharvest.co. So talk about how you're going to get this product. Now, it's available to the customers now. Is that correct?
No, not yet for sale. We're finalizing our manufacturing, and we should be a sale within 60 to 90 days.
Okay, and you're going to do the sale. This is the part that I think is just so cool. You're going to use Amazon to sell this.
Yeah, it'll be available on Amazon. Amazon has done a great job for small businesses like ours to say, we can fulfill it, we can ship it out for you, and we can deal with warranties. We'll be your intermediary of this major platform we built. So we're going to have them on Amazon as well as our own website, but Amazon will be, a big seller for us. I
mean, just think about that. Is we have a cannabis product that's going to be sold worldwide by Amazon.
Yes.
By Amazon. It's an ancillary product. We'll give you that, but still, it's going to be sold on Amazon.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That is so cool. And so you're launching in 60 to 90 days. How are you funding this?
We raised some angel funding to get our prototype built, and now we're looking for our seed round. We're looking to raise a $500,000 seed round to be able to take us to the market, refine some few iterations that we have, and build our team out a little more.
And if people are interested in learning more about your seed round, how should they get in touch with you?
Josh at Stashaweigh.com would be the easiest way.
Okay.
That's direct my email. And we're looking for smart money that, you hear a lot of money being thrown around, but we want some money that'll help us grow and help us scale. No pun intended.
Yeah. So people that want to roll up their sleeves and work right along with you on this, is that the type of investor you're looking for?
Yeah, manufacturing help is always good. Distribution help is always good. Those type of investors that understand this space, but understand electronics and manufacturing would be really helpful for us.
Okay. Well, we've been speaking with Josh Lee, who is the founder, inventor, the idea man, and the CEO of SmartScale. And their product, we've been talking a lot about your product, Stashaweight. I'm going to have all of Josh's information and all of SmartScale's information on the MJBulls website. So if anybody wants more information, wants to get in touch with Josh, you can just check on our website. But Josh, like I said, when we first started talking, why didn't I think of that idea? It was such a good idea. And I'm really excited you were on the show to share this with us.
Thank you, Dan. I really appreciate what you do to help small businesses like ours and this industry as a whole. Thank you very much.
Oh, my pleasure. This is fun. Hope to speak to you again soon.
Yeah, I'll talk to you soon, Dan. Yeah. Thanks again, all right?
Let me take a second to thank Trevitt Hill for sponsoring today's show. Cannabis investors expect big returns from the companies that they invest in. Unfortunately, not all cannabis investments succeed. Trevitt Hill's management team works with investors to help turn around, or in some cases purchase, their underperforming portfolio companies. To learn more, go to trevitthill.com. Thanks for listening to the MJBulls podcast. To learn more about today's guest or to become a guest, visit our website at MJBulls.com. Today's show was produced by Bumminit Media, with original music composed by Jamie Humiston. I'm Dan Humiston, and you've been listening to the MJBulls podcast.